Part 2. The Father's First Sign. A Childlike Prayer is Answered. Chapter 1. A God Who Gives and Takes Away. The Tuition Refund Fiasco. In 2017, I held the seminary acceptance letter in my hand, but the joy was fleeting. My financial situation was on the verge of bankruptcy. The debt accumulated from various business failures was so large that even making interest payments was a struggle. In this context, the tuition fee of several million won, a sum equivalent to several months' salary, felt like an insurmountable mountain. I began to question God, almost demanding answers. God, if you told me to go, shouldn't you take responsibility? How can you call me and not even provide the tuition? But the tuition deadline approached relentlessly, and my bank account remained empty. Every day felt like my blood was drying up. Unable to bear the anxiety any longer, I swallowed my pride, discovered that the seminary offered student loans, and filled out the application. I felt pathetic, as if my faith that had hoped for a miracle was crumbling before a simple loan. But I had no other choice. Then, exactly 2 days after I paid the tuition with the loan, something happened. A call from an unknown number kept coming in during one of my lectures. I answered it during the break. It was the seminary's administrative office. Is this evangelist Kim Jin Seok? Your tuition was paid twice. We need to issue a refund, so please give us your bank account number. For a moment, I couldn't believe my ears. A refund? What on earth did that mean? After hanging up, the situation began to sink in. God heard my prayer and really took care of the tuition. Someone must have paid it for me without my knowledge. My heart pounded like crazy. I should have held on for just 2 more days. I got the loan for nothing. Even the sense of regret felt joyful. This path was indeed the one God was guiding me on. The fog of doubt lifted, and a wave of conviction washed over me. I was ecstatic, feeling like I had the whole world in my hands. This newfound confidence immediately carried over into my ministry. At the time, I was serving a small, recently planted church. Its finances were so tight that they couldn't even dream of renovating the sanctuary. I prayed boldly to God. God, since you have blessed me with these funds, I will use this money to cover the church's renovation costs. Trusting in the promised refund, I scraped together what little money I had and began to decorate the church myself with foam wallpaper and new flooring. I believed it was only natural to use God's money for God's house. But no matter how long I waited, there was no news of the refund. The money never came. Feeling that something was wrong, I called the school to check. The voice of the administrator on the other end was indifferent and dry. "Oh, Evangelist Kim, did you not get the update? That was a mistake by our office. It wasn't a double payment." "Excuse me?" It seems to have been a clerical error. The unapologetic, brazen tone left my mind blank. My bewilderment turned into white-hot anger. Then what was all that joy and conviction I had been clinging to? And what about the money I'd already spent on the church renovation? Am I an idiot? Was this whole thing just my own delusion? A crushing sense of self-reproach weighed me down, and at the end of all those emotions, the arrow of resentment flew back towards God. That night, in a silent scream, I confronted him. "God, are you playing games with me? Do you know what the worst feeling in the world is? It's when someone gives you something and then snatches it right back. How could you do this to me? What kind of cruel joke is this?" As an aside, I often hear these exact same words from my son these days. "My son, I heard your prayer. That was my answer to your prayer. You asked me for tuition, but I had something else prepared for you. However, I could not ignore your desperate prayer, so I answered you in that way. My son, the Father's lessons were beginning. It was the first, painful chapter of a long course designed to completely demolish my short-sighted thoughts and rash convictions, and to teach me his ways, which were utterly beyond my comprehension. This incident sparked in me a deep desire to know the Father's will. If I could just know the Father's will and pray according to it, couldn't I receive a precise answer? From this moment on, I began to yearn for the secret of praying to seek the Father's will.